And I'll say things that sound completely wrong or questionable just to get people to think, and then we process it and iron it out to where it's good.
So it's every once in a while, I guess you'll say that Jesus was born again. And I haven't been in the room. But it's one of those moments where, like, well, I know Bill, and I know Bill's not saying Jesus got saved. So I'm like, I try to like lean in and try to listen. What do you mean to communicate when you say Jesus was born again?
I think it was on a Sunday night. I was teaching on the resurrection and stuff, and it just occurred to me, Jesus, of course, was born of a virgin, which we absolutely believe. So he was born. Yeah. And then he was raised from the dead, which is called he's firstborn of the dead. In fact, it's called a birth in Hebrews. I think it's Hebrews 1 and in one of the Gospels. Anyway, or Corinthians. Anyway, the point is he was born of a woman and he was raised from the dead. So that's again.
You are such a biblical literist.
I know it irritates people. It's not something I would announce today, again, because we're so widely exposed. But when I said it was just to get the people in the room to think. That's all. Yeah. And I'll say things that sound completely wrong or questionable just to get people to think, and then we process it and iron it out to where it's good. But of course, critics aren't going to take that part. But the point is no, he didn't become a Christian or
yes. So for the record, Bill Johnson says Jesus didn't become a Christian in that moment. Yeah, and he wasn't not born again the way we're born again.
No, goodness, no. I have to be born again. I have to have a Savior. I have to be born again. I have to be born in this new life. He's already God. Yeah. So absolutely not. But I use the word again because there are two births described, which means the second could be called again. And it was just to get the people in the room. I would never do that as a teaching, as a point of theology to try to convince people of some new truth. No, it's just make people think about the resurrection.
Yeah.
Because it's called a birth.
Yes.
It is. It is called a birth.
I want Chris, who we work with, he has a way of saying, I want to propose that, and he'll say that before he says something like that. And it makes everybody like dial down. And I'm like, it's just a proposal.
So are you suggesting?
I don't know if it actually works, but it is when I hear him say it, I'm like, are you saying it or not, bro?
I said, here's an idea. So.
Yeah. All right, but again, we're on the same page. No. Jesus didn't get saved. But it does illustrate that couple things. But again, when I know you, so I'm like, I know what you're not saying. And again, this is that thing where I think when people get to, however we can be known more, I think even these podcasts attempt to be known more so you can kind of trust when you hear something like that and go, I know it's not being said.